Welcome to my online physics class. Assalamu alaikum, my dear cadets of class 12. This is a curse. I'm talking about corona pandemic. Due to the curse, you are not able to stay at your second home. Due to this corona outbreak, our academic program is being hampered. That's why this online effort that has been taken by the authority of Borishal Cadet College. I think this program will be very much helpful for all of you. So no more delay. I'm going to start my class. Yes, my dear boys, you are looking this figure. Try to follow this instruction to avoid corona infection. Before starting my class, I would like to introduce myself. This is Mr. Kamruzzaman Khan, lecturer, Department of Physics, Borishal Cadet College. This class for 12, subject physics, chapter 4, and name of my today's chapter is magnetic effect of current. Okay, observe this picture and try to gauge yourself what should be our today's topic, sir. Yes, our today's topics are Biot-Savart's law, Ampere's law, magnetic force for and moving charge, magnetic force acting on two parallel current carrying conductors. Learning outcomes of my today's discussion. By the end of my today's discussion, cadets, you will be able to explain the concept of rheostat magnetic field by experiment. Explain the Biot-Savart's law, Ampere's law, and you will be able to determine magnitude and detection of force on a moving charge in a magnetic field. Determine force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. And lastly, you will be able to explain Hall effect. Okay. My dear boys, these are the today's key points that are inserted here. Look at this. What is magnetic effect of current? You know it very well that when current is flowing through a conductor, around this conductor there is created a little bit amount of magnetic field. When current is flowing through a conductor, let us suppose it's our conductor and through this conductor current is flowing. So according to rheostat, it is supposed to get somewhat amount of magnetic field around this conductor, and this effect is known as magnetic effect of current. And today I am going to discuss in details about magnetic effect of current. So no more delay, let's see something. Okay, my dear boys, you know it very well. What is the definition of magnetic effect of current? I don't want to discuss it more. Rheostat experiment. This is rheostat experiment and this is the figure of rheostat experiment. Okay, but I think it will be very much clear to all of you after observing a video. Okay, let's see. No more delay.
Electric current in a straight wire. Current flowing through a wire produces magnetic field around it. This effect is known as magnetic effect of current. Hans Oersted discovered the magnetic effect of current in 1820. The magnetic field around a straight conductor can be mapped by using iron filings. Let us now perform an experiment to map the magnetic field. Arrange a copper wire, key, battery and a thick sheet of cardboard with a hole at its center as shown here. Sprinkle some iron filings on the cardboard. Now gently tap the cardboard. Do you observe any change in the arrangement of iron filings? The iron filings do not show any change in their arrangement because no current is flowing through the conductor.
My dear boys, look at this. This iron, piece of iron, very tiny piece of irons are not aligned because there is no presence of electricity or electron. Now let's see what will be happen.
Because no current is flowing through the conductor. Now switch on the current. What do you observe? The iron filings arrange themselves in concentric circles around the conductor. This is because the electric current produces a magnetic field around the conductor, and the iron filings, being magnetic in nature, align themselves in concentric circles.
Okay, my dear boys, after observing this video, I think the magnetic effect of current is very clear to all of you. Now, rules to determine the direction of magnetic field. There are few rules to determine the magnetic direction of magnetic field. Firstly, I will discuss about right hand thumb rule or Karl rule. Let us suppose it is a wire, and through this wire current is flowing. So if you want to determine the magnetic direction of magnetic field, then you have to know what is the direction of current. You have to know what is the direction of current. Let us suppose this is the direction of current. Then you have to hold this. You have to hold this wire. You have to hold this wire with the tips of the fingers, and you have to place your thumb along the direction of current. You have to place your thumb along the direction of current. Then the tips of the fingers encircling the conductor will give the direction of the magnetic lines of force. Okay, let's see this. Yes, this is the figure. This is the figure, and with this figure, you will be able to know about the direction of magnetic field and procedure to determine the direction of magnetic field. Yes, this is the direction of magnetic field, and you know it very well. The direction of magnetic fields is two types: anti-clockwise or clockwise. Now, you have to say what is the direction of this magnetic field. Is it anti-clock or is it clockwise? Yes, it is anti-clock because the tips of these fingers are showing this direction, that is anti-clockwise. Okay. And another rule to determine the direction of magnetic field, that is Maxwell corkscrew rule or right hand screw rule. Okay, I will not discuss it because you know it very well from the chapter that is vector of your first paper. So I want to clear this concept by showing a video.
If we grip the conductor in the right hand so that thumb points in the direction of the current, then the direction in which the fingers curl gives the direction of magnetic field lines. Whereas, according to right hand screw rule, if a right-handed corkscrew is rotated so that it moves in the direction of current through the conductor, then the direction of the rotation of the screw gives the direction of magnetic field lines. This rule is also known as Maxwell's corkscrew rule. Thumb rule.
Hello, can you hear me, boys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Till now, I have discussed about the procedure, that is how to determine the direction of magnetic field, and you have observed a video, and I think by observing this video, this concept will be very much clear to all of you. Do you have any question about that? Boys, do you have any question?
No,
Hello?
sir.
Okay. Now I am going to discuss our very complex and important topics, that is Biot-Savart's law. Biot-Savart's law is also about the magnetic effect of current. Okay. And from this Biot-Savart law, we are going to learn the application, that is different types of application of Biot-Savart's law. Please be with me, okay? Okay. According to Biot-Savart law, when current is passing through a conductor, around this conductor there is created a small amount of magnetic field, and we are going to determine the direction and amount of this magnetic field. Let us suppose this is the segment of a wire. This is a segment of a wire, and we are considering a small element of this segment, that is dl, and from this dl at point P at distance r, we are going to determine the amount of magnetic field. According to Biot-Savart, let's see, the magnetic field that is produced around this point P is directly proportional to the amount of current, is directly proportional to the small length, that is dl, is directly proportional to the angle of sine, and is directly inverse and is inversely proportional to the square of distance, and inversely proportional to the square of distance, and inversely proportional to the square of distance. Now, after combination or combining this 1, 2, 3, 4, we will get this equation, that is dB is proportional to I dl sine theta over r square. This is our Biot-Savart law. Now from this we are going to get an equation, that is our equation, and this is Biot-Savart law. Okay, Biot-Savart law is a law that is able to determine the amount of magnetic field, and it is directly proportional to the current and small length dl and its sine theta, and inversely proportional to the square. Okay, in this chapter we will discuss the direction of magnetic field, but here is a procedure, here is a procedure or method to write down the direction of this magnetic field, and we are using cross sign. and we can use dot sign to indicate the direction of magnetic field. To indicate the direction of magnetic field, boys, this is the direction of magnetic field that is emerging out. That is emerging out from the plane. That is emerging out from the plane, and it should be very helpful to remember you that this dot is like as O, that is out. That's why it will be the outward, and cross means its direction is inward from the plane. Its direction is inward from the plane. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about its direction and the value of this mu. Mu is called permeability of free space, and it's have a value that is 4 pi 10 to the power minus 11, sorry, 4 pi 10 to the power minus 7 Weber per ampere per meter. Okay, and already I have discussed about the procedure of the direction of magnetic field, that has been done by the sign of dot or cross. That has been done by the sign of dot or cross. This is dot and this is cross. Dot means emerging out and cross means entering. Okay. In this chapter, we are using these two signs frequently. So be attention about this. Okay, and be attentive about this, about the sign, about the procedure of this sign. Okay. Now I'm going to discuss about the application of this Boyer-Schaubert law. Boyer-Schaubert law, there is a famous application of this Boyer-Schaubert law. So firstly we will discuss about the amount of magnetic field of a straight wire in a magnetic field. Of a straight wire, current carrying straight wire that is having infinite length, and we are going to discuss about the magnetic induction or amount of magnetic field. So let's see. Suppose this is our wire and this PQ length we have taken to discuss about the determination or amount of magnetic field. Okay, we are going to determine the magnetic field from a distance that is x. Okay, this is our point to determine our magnetic field. This is our point to determine our magnetic field, and it is a distance that is having a. Okay. Now magnetic induction or magnetic field at point x at a distance a from the wire is to be determined. Okay. Let a small segment that is AB that is taken here. Let this length is or be real. Suppose the distance from the midpoint O, from the midpoint O of that portion to the point X is R. Okay, this distance that is taken as R, and angle X or Q, that is theta. Okay. You know it very well from the Boyer-Schaubert law. This is dV is equal to mu not ideal sine of theta divided by 4 pi r square, and from this equation we are going to discuss about, or we are going to derive the equation of magnetic field for a straight wire. Okay, let us cosec theta that is r by a. Here cosec theta that is r by a, you can see it very easily from this triangle, and from this r is equal to a cosec theta, and again like OQ is equal to, that is OQ is equal to L, and from this L is equal to a cot of theta. That is very easy to determine. Cot of theta is equal to L over A, and here by differentiation we are getting dl is equal to a cosec square theta d theta, and dB is equal to minus mu naught I a cosec square theta sine theta d theta over 4 a cosec square theta is equal to minus mu naught I sine theta d theta divided by 4 pi a. Boys, it is nothing but a simple calculation. After this simple calculation, you are getting this value. Okay. After this simple calculation, you are getting this value. So from this equation, it is very much clear that this dB is very small and it is for small segment. But we are going to discuss about the total magnetic field for this infinite length. About the total magnetic field for this infinite length. So we have to integrate this equation. Okay, now I am going to integrate this equation. Yes, b is equal to minus integration theta 1 to theta 2, and after integration we are getting this. Now we are changing this limit. Theta 1 is equal to pi and theta 2 is equal to 0. Here, my dear boys, look at this. This is our theta 2 and this is our theta 1, and it is very much important to realize the amount of this theta 1 and theta 2. Yes, if you are going far and far away, or if you are stretching this wire and you are going towards the infinite length, then this angle will be equal to or near equal to pi, that is 180. That's why theta 1 is written here pi and theta 2 is 0. Yes, theta 2 will be 0 because if you are going towards infinite, that is plus infinity. Infinite means we are going to plus infinity and minus infinity. Let us suppose you are going to minus infinity, towards minus infinity, then this theta 2 becomes 0. That's why this limit is written here in this way. Now b is equal to mu naught 4 pi a cos 0 minus cos pi, and from this you are getting this important equation. And my dear boys, please remember and listen to me. Nothing have to be remembered but this b is equal to, mu naught I divided by 2 pi a must be remembered. Okay, this equation for the determination of amount of magnetic field of a straight wire, okay, current carrying straight wire, that is b is equal to mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. Okay, so I think you are very cautious to Apnan.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Do you know about the symbol of dot and cross? What is the meaning of dot?
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of
Sir,
dot?
dot means the direction of magnetic field is outside the plane, and cross means it's inside the plane.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, boys. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Why you are being late, boys? Till now I am getting only 12. Migdad, Migdad, can you hear me? Migdad, are you here? No. Migdad, Migdad, can you hear me? Migdad, okay. Now I'm going to discuss about the direction of magnetic field of for straight wire. And you know it very well that you can determine the direction of magnetic field for a straight wire by right hand thumb rule. Okay, and it has already been discussed here. Now I'm going to discuss about the amount of magnetic field that is being created at the center of a circular wire. Let us suppose it is our circular wire and this amount of current is flowing in this direction, and this is the radius of this circle. This is the small segment dl. Now the angle between this is 90, and the direction of this produced magnetic field is here. That is, look at this, boys, look at this. This is cross. This is cross. Cross means inward direction from this plane. Okay. From this Weierstrass law, it's our Weierstrass law, and here we are putting the value of theta is 90, and after this we are getting this dB is equal to mu naught IDL divided by 4 pi r square. Now we want to get the whole amount of magnetic field for this circular wire, so we have to integrate this equation. Okay, now we are going to integrate this equation, and after this integration we are getting B is equal to mu naught I divided by 2A. Yes, you have to remember here, it must be remembered in your mind that circular wire means there must have somewhat turns. That's why you have to use N. Okay, there must have turn. That's why you have to use here mu naught N I divided by 2A. Okay, and what is the difference? Yes, difference is for circular wire, here N for circular wire, here is N, and for straight wire there is no N. Okay, now we are going to discuss some sorts of math on the basis of these two equations, that is B is equal to mu naught Ni over 2A and B is equal to mu naught I divided by 2 pi A. Okay. Okay, before starting this, I'm going to discuss Ampere's law. Ampere's law is also a law that is able to determine the amount of magnetic field, but it has somewhat limitation. This Ampere's law is applicable only for uniform electricity, Okay, that's why we are not using this equation here, but you have to know this. Okay, that's why I'm discussing here. it is stated that the line integral of the magnetic field. Okay, what is line integral? You have to know what is line integral. Let us suppose it's a circle, or let us suppose it's a wire, and you are considering a small amount of length dl here and dl here. In this way, there are numerous number of dl. Okay, and after adding this dl, you are getting the total amount of dl for this wire. Similarly, here, let us suppose you are getting this small amount and its direction is along this tangent, that is dl, and here dl, here dl. Okay, and we can get this total amount of dl by integration. That's why it is called line integral. But here is used close sign, that is, this is, or this line integral for this close path, for this close path. Okay, and this is not close path. That's why we are only telling here line integral. Okay, for this we are telling line integral, but for this you have to say this is line integral of a closed path. This is line integral of a closed path. Okay, let's see. Okay, line integral of magnetic field. It is line integral of magnetic field around any closed path. That's why this circle is used here, or circuit is equal to mu, that is permeability of free space, permeability of free space, permeability of free space times of the total current. That is, in a simple language or in a short, the line integral of magnetic field, that line integral should be closed line integral, is equivalent to the mu naught times of current, is equivalent to the mu naught times of current. It is equivalent to the mu naught times of current. Yes, let us suppose it's our straight wire. Around this straight wire, you are going to consider a circular path. Okay, along this circular path, you are going to take a small segment, that is dl, that I have discussed a little bit ago. And after this considering dl, that is a small segment, you are going to integrate this whole equation. After this integration, you will be able to get the total amount of magnetic field along this, or for this straight wire. Okay, though it's a very simple way, but instead of having this simplicity of this equation, instead of having the simplicity of this equation, we are always avoiding this equation, using this equation. Okay, we are always avoiding the uses of this equation or using of this equation. We only use the equation that is got from the Biot-Savart law. Okay, no more delay. Let's see. Here, there is a math. The diameter of a circular coil is somewhat metered and number of turns is 400. For what amount of current in the coil, the B at the center of the coil will be 4 into 10 to the power minus 10 Weber per meter square. Okay, 10 Weber per meter square, 10 Weber per meter square. Hello, boys. Can you hear me? Junaid, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Junaid, can you see this math, that is number 1?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what should be the equation of this math? What should be the equation of this math?
Sir,
Is it straight wire or circular wire? Is it straight wire or circular wire?
Sir, circular, sir.
Circular wire. What is the equation for circular wire? B is equal to mu naught. B is equal
Mu
to mu
naught
naught.
Ni by 2 pi m.
2. Yes. But here you have done somewhat mistake. 2 pi a or 2a. Let's see.
Sir, 2a, sir.
Exactly. Okay. Is it clear to all of you? Can you solve it? I think you can solve it. Okay. Now, number 2. 5 ampere current is flowing through a wire of length of 1 meter. Calculate the magnetic field at a distance 5 centimeter from the wire. Yes, it is the application of straight wire. Okay. So, we are going to discuss our next topic. Let's see. Fleming left hand rule. Okay. Here you can see this is thumb and yes, our middle finger, forefinger and thumb. Yes, by this three finger we are able to determine the direction of magnetic force. By this three finger or by the left hand Fleming left hand rule, you are able to determine the direction of magnetic force. So this is the symbol. Yes, this thumb will indicates the direction of force, and this is the direction of magnetic field, and this is the direction of our electric current. Okay, here is the tips. You can remember this left hand rule, that is EMF. Boys, EMF. E for the electric current, M for magnetic field, and F for magnetic force. Okay, let's see. This is our tips to remember this left hand rule. Now, you know it very well about the electromagnetic force. When two charges are separated, by somewhat distance, when two charges are separated by somewhat distance, please look at this, by somewhat distance. Let us suppose this distance is 1 meter, then it is supposed to get somewhat Coulomb force. But it is only electric force. Now, it's the questions that is arised. When you will get electromagnetic force? Yes, you can only get electromagnetic force when a charged particle, will oscillate or will move. When a charged particle will oscillate or move, then you can get somewhat electromagnetic force. Okay, now I am going to discuss about electromagnetic force. When a charge Q moves with a velocity v in a region in which both electric field E and magnetic field B exist. Yes, in which E and B must be exist, or in which there should have E and B. Then the Lorentz force is, yes, what is Lorentz force? At first, you have to know about our magnetic force. Then I am going to discuss about Lorentz force. Okay, magnetic force is defined by F, and it is equal to Q, V and B. Okay, a little bit ago I have discussed when a charged particle moves with a velocity v, when a charged particle moves with a velocity b in the region of magnetic field, then this charge will get somewhat force. This is magnetic force. Then this charge will get somewhat force. This is magnetic force, and its equation is F is equal to Q into V cross B. Okay. Q into V cross B. This is the amount of magnetic force. And when you will get this force, yes, when a charged particle is moved through a magnetic force, magnetic field. When a charged particle moves through a magnetic field, then you will get this force. Okay. Now, what is Lorentz force? Before starting, before starting the discussion about Lorentz force, I will discuss about the direction of Fleming left hand rule by showing a video. Yes, this is our forefinger, thumb, and let's see. Okay, boys, I think your concept about the Fleming left-hand rule, your concept about the Fleming left-hand rule is very much clear after observing this video. Okay, now I'm going to discuss about Lorentz force. Lorentz force is nothing. This is the combination of electric force. Lorentz force is nothing. This is the combination of electric force. You know it very well that electric force F is equal to QE, that is electric force, and magnetic force you know already, that is QVB. Okay, QVB sine of theta. Since it is cross product of V cross B, that's why it is QVB sine of theta. And this is Lorentz force, that is FL is equal to FE plus Fm. Fe plus Fm. Okay, this is our Lorentz force. You know it very well. Where there is electricity and magnetic force, there here you will get, or you can get Lorentz force. Okay, suppose let us think about the movement of your fan. Okay, here the existence of Lorentz force. Here's the existence of Lorentz force because you are connecting this fan with a supply or voltage, and inside this fan there is a coil, and this coil is getting magnetized. That's why from this magnetic field you are getting magnetic force. So fan is a example of Lorentz force. Okay, no more delay here. And this is the equation for our magnetic force. This is the equation for our magnetic force, and you have already known about this. Q V cross B. So I will not discuss here in details. Now look at this. Here, this is the direction of magnetic field, and this is the direction of current. This is the direction of current. My dear boys, you have to remember that this is the direction of current. Okay, for this current you are getting this V as positive, okay. If you consider this is the direction of velocity of charge, if you consider this is the direction of velocity of charge, then you have to have the consideration about the using of signs, because electron is negative charge particle and proton is positive charge particle. Okay, so it is very much clear to all of you that this is the direction of current, and it is very much clear to all of you and very much easy to remember that this is the direction of current. But you should never follow this is the direction of velocity. Okay, but it is a matter to be remembered that this is the direction of current. Okay, now for a force, magnetic force, that is magnetic force on a current carrying conductor in a uniform magnetic force in a uniform magnetic field. Okay, it is very easy equation. Let us see. This is F, and you know F is equal to QVB. Okay, I am avoiding this complex calculation. Just I am writing here Q for Q is equal to IT. You know it very well. Q is equal to IT, and V is one type of velocity, and you know it. V is equal to S over T. But here we are considering a wire that is having length L. That's why I am writing here that is L over T, and here this is B. Okay, now T and T is cancelled out. Okay, so we are getting here, this is IBL. Okay, this IBL is a equation that is the indication of amount of magnetic force. That is the equation of amount of magnetic force of a wire that is a straight wire. Okay, that is a straight wire. What's the difference between this equation and that equation? Okay, this equation for the force of magnetic force, that is magnetic force for straight wire. This is the equation for magnetic force of a straight wire, and this is the equation of a moving electron. This is the equation of a moving electron or of a moving charge. Okay, boys, please look at this figure. I have already solved this equation, that is F is equal to IBL sine of theta. Okay, so no more delay here. Now look at this. This is force between two parallel wires. Yes. Current I1 is passing through this wire and I2 is passing through this wire. Due to this current, you are supposed to get somewhat force at a distance r, that is B1. Okay, and the direction of this magnetic field is cross here, that is B is crossed. B is defined here as cross. Okay, so B1 is equal to mu naught I1 divided by 2 pi r, because this is the magnetic force for I1 current and the direction is cross here. So now for I2 we are going to amount this somewhat magnetic force, that is B2, okay, and we'll get this force at a distance r. Okay, let's see this. Yes, here I am getting this B2 and this B1, and you know it very well that we are going to determine the amount of force, and you know this equation IBL sine of theta. Okay, here you are determining this force for I2 current, so this is I2 and you are getting here B1 magnetic field, so this is B1. Now after putting this B1 value, and we are getting this is F is equal to mu naught I1 I2 mu naught I1 I2 divided by 2 pi r. Yes, you have to use the length of this two wire. Yes, the length of this two wire is equivalent. The length of first wire is also L and the second wire is also L. So this is our equation for two parallel current carrying wire, okay, and the direction of magnetic field is like that for I2 current, and this is for I1 current, and this is the indication of attraction force. This is the indication of attraction force. Okay, no more delay here. Boys, can you hear me, boys?
Yes, sir.
Sir, force between two parallel wires. Is it clear? Do you have any doubt? We are getting an equation, that is F is equal to mu naught I1 I2 L divided by 2 pi r. Okay, this is the equation for determining the force between two parallel wires, current carrying wire. Okay, boys,
Sir.
may I start next topic, or is it sufficient for today?
Sir, it's sufficient for today, sir.
Okay, now I am going to finish this class. Next day, please remember, next day I will discuss Hall effect, and this is a very important topic for us. Okay, this is also an important topic for us, Hall effect. So today I will not discuss about Hall effect. Okay.
Come on.
Yes, this is our last discussion for today, and this is the direction of our magnetic force for two current carrying wire. Yes, this is the direction of our magnetic field, and it is also direction of magnetic field. It is denoted by cross and it is dot. Okay, and this is the force for the reciprocal direction of current. Okay, this direction for repulsive force, this direction for repulsive force. Okay, the direction of current I1 and I2 is vice versa. That's why it is happened here. Okay, my dear boys, at a glance, what I have discussed today, I have discussed firstly Bar-Shabbat law, Ampere's law, magnetic force of an moving charge and magnetic force acting on two parallel, that is current carrying conductor or wire. And lastly, I have also discussed about magnetic force on a straight wire, okay. Now, some sorts of questions are inserted here. Please look at this. This is application level questions and this is our higher order level questions. Okay, you should try your level best to solve these questions, and these two questions are very important to all of you. Please solve it. If you have any problem, please knock me. Okay. Sample of MCQ. Some sample of MCQ are given here. Please look at this. Let's see the home task. Yes, this is a CQ or STEM. It is inserted here for your home task. Please solve it. And if you have any doubt while you are going to solve these questions or CQ, please ask me, and I will try my level best to answer you. Okay. Make 20 MCQ on today's discussion, and it's a very important task. You know it very well. Already you are known. Assignment will be opened on Thursday through PCC website for this discussion. Okay. And before finishing my chapter or my discussion, if you have any query, please you can ask me. And it is a important message to all of you. We are counting your attendance through a process, that is daily attendance. You must enter into our website and participate the daily attendance MCQ. Okay, from this daily attendance MCQ, you are counted as a absent person or present person. Okay. Okay, my dear boys, I have reached at the terminal point of my discussion, today's discussion. Thank you very much for attending my class. I hope you must try to follow the instruction that I have been given here. You know it very well that we are passing through a very tough situation, that is corona pandemic. It's a curse for human being. Okay, during this corona outbreak, you are not able to stay at your second home. That's why please stay home, stay safe, and pass quality time to your parents. Okay. Be attentive about your online study.